Hey everyone, how's it all going? Hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome to the ultimate guide for installing mods for GTA 5. I've done videos on this in the past, but methods have changed over the years and I've definitely given some different methods of installing that haven't always worked for everyone. And so in this video, I am going to try and cover all bases. So I'm going to show you how to install replacement car mods that come with tuning parts as well. I'm going to show you how to install add-on car parts. I'm going to show you how to install packaged installers. And I'm also going to show you how to install mods like menus mod or any other sort of trainer mod or script mod. Also .NET scripts that are DLL files as well. And also I'm going to give you a few tips on bug fixing some issues when you install car mods as well. So without further ado, let's jump in. So to start off, the first thing that you're going to need to do is to find the folder where your GTA 5 is installed. Now, if you are on Steam like me, you can just go to your Steam library. You can right click on where GTA 5 is, either from here on the front or from on the side here. You can right click on it, go to Properties, then we go to Local Files and Browse Local Files, and that will bring up your folder with all of your GTA 5 files in it, as you can see right here. If you have installed this in a different way, maybe you've used the Rockstar launcher on its own, you can go to My Computer, you can go to C Drive, you can go to Program Files, you can go to Rockstar Games, and where the Social Club is installed, you should also find a folder called GTA 5, and that should bring you to this same point here. So to start off with, you're going to want to download Open4 or OpenIV, however you want to call this. You can just type that into Google. I'll have links for everything that I cover in the description below, if that's easy for you. But you just go to here, open4.com, and then from this site, you just want to go ahead and click Download Now. Once that's downloaded, you can go ahead and open that up and install it. You'll have the option of two different languages, English and Russian. I'm just going to go with English. Accept the terms. You can read those if you really want to. You can choose how to install this. I'm just going to use all of the basic things here. I'm going to get rid of desktop icon as I don't really need that. And click continue. And now it will go ahead and download it for you. Once that's installed, just hit close. And now you can go ahead and open it up. If you had the desktop icon, you can click that. For me, I'm just going to type in open here. And I get it right here. Now from this window, you can see that there's a bunch of different games that this can work with. We just want to go for GTA 5 Windows and click that. And now you want to point it to the location of the GTA 5 folder that we've previously found. So in my case, it's going to be right here in, well, I've put it on my E Drive in Games, Steam Apps Common, GTA 5. So I'm going to select folder. It's successfully found it. So you can hit continue. And then it's just going to tell you to back up things, but we're going to sort all that out. And it's going to search your encryption key to make sure that you're using a proper, genuine version of GTA 5. I cannot help you if you're using a pirated version. I mean, Epic Games actually gave this out for free a little while ago, so if you still don't have this right now, I don't know what to say. So we come up with this, we can just hit no thanks. It's just to let you know the latest update. And here we have Open4. Don't be scared, it might look a little complicated, but it's actually very simple to use. So the first things we want to do is to go to Tools, we want to go to ASI Manager, and we just want to install all of these. So we're going to go ahead and hit Install. Then we hit Install on this, and this will come up and ask you to create a mods folder. You want to hit yes. Now at this point you can tick allow edit mode only for archives. This will just protect you so that you don't accidentally damage something else. You can tick that if you're not entirely sure and you don't want to break anything. I'm just going to leave that unticked for myself personally. And then you can hit yes. And optionally, if you want, you can install Open Camera. As it says, it just gets rid of the camera boundary in the Rockstar editor, so you can make some pretty sweet machinimas with it, if that's what they call them these days. Do people still call them machinimas? So now that we've done that, we now have the ability to install ASI mods, such as Menus mod or any of those other things. So I'm going to go ahead to GTA5mods.com and I'm just going to download the Menus PC mod. I'm just going to show you how to install this one, as this is the trainer mod that I would recommend everyone use. So I'm going to hit download here. This will take us to his GitHub. You can just go for the latest one and grab that zip file right there. So once you've got your zip file, open it up, and you just want to move everything that is in this folder to the base folder of GTA 5. I'm simply just going to use WinRAR, and I'm just going to drag it over. And it is now in there. As you can see, there's menu stuff, license, menu ASI, and README, and that, if we load up GTA 5, should now work. However, if it does not work, it might mean, for whatever reason, I don't think this has ever happened, but just in case, that the ASI loader that comes with Open4 is not the latest version. You can go ahead and search for Script Hook V or Script Hook 5, go to this one. This is at dev-c.com, and you just want to go ahead and hit download, and that will download the latest script hook ASI loader for you. And as a bonus, when you download it this way, you also get yourself a native trainer. I personally don't recommend using this one. A lot of people are a fan of it. I'm personally not. That's up to you to decide. You can have a play around yourself with that one. But to install this would be the exact same way that we just did with Menus Mod. You just go here and unzip it, drag it over. I've already got this installed, as you can see. If we compare info for both files, they are the exact same file, it seems to be. But we'll continue anyway. Make sure that we've got the latest on there. So actually, for now, I'm just going to get rid of Native Trainer. We'll just keep Menus Mod. I definitely recommend using that instead. So now we can go ahead and load up GTA 5 to test this. And just to point out, you cannot go on GTA Online with any of these things installed. You have to make sure you have a clean folder. So just to make sure, only ever play single player if you're going to install mods. I cannot be held responsible for anyone getting banned, but to be honest, it usually blocks you before you get to that point. It just tells you that you've got a modified client and that you've got a bunch of extra stuff that you shouldn't have, and it will block you from getting into online mode anyway. But just in case, don't do that. Only play single player mode. So as we're waiting for GTA 5 to load up, I should probably just show you that if you go to the description of any of these mods, they usually give you some information about it. In this case, on Menus Mod, it tells us to press F8 to open up, and then it has a bunch of controls right here. So now that we've jumped into GTA 5, we should now be able to press F8, and here we go. Now in this case with Menus PC, you have to press it once to initialize it, and then press it again, and it comes up. And now, as you can see, we can go ahead in the menu, we can get a vehicle spawner, we can find a supercar. There we go, let's get the cheetah. And there it is. It loads up in Menus Mod without a problem. So now that we've done this and I've shown you how to install ASI mods, now I'm going to show you how to install DLL style mods. So for DLL mods, these are mods that come as DLL files. You can find these by going to the GTA 5 mod website, going to scripts, and you can hit that .net right there, and you get a tag with a bunch of these mods. Now for this one, I'm just going to show you how to install in-game screenshots. This is the usual camera mod that I use in all of my mod reviews. So you can go ahead and download this. And at the same time, we also want to be grabbing the community script hook v.net. I'll put a link for this in the description, of course. This is what we're going to need to run it. So I'm going to go ahead and download that as well. This is going to bring us to the GitHub. We just want to grab that top zip file there. So if we open up the script hook v.net file, we get all of this stuff, and you just want to copy all of this again into the base folder of GTA 5 and chuck all of these in. Let's just go ahead, chuck all them in. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and make a new folder and call it scripts, just like that. And inside of this new folder, we are going to install this new in-game screenshot that we downloaded. As you can see, it comes with a DLL dynamic link library file and an ini file. We just want to copy both of those over. And that's it. That's all you have to do, and that should now work. So again, let's jump back into GTA 5. And in this case, on the in-game screenshot description down here, it says that the default key is J. So again, now that we are back in GTA 5, I should be able to hit J. And here we go. We now have this script working, and I can just free cam wherever I want. And obviously this has different things. You can press H to get rid of that. And have a look around. Looks awesome. So now that I've shown you how to install all these type of mods, let's now move on to cars. Now in GTA 5, there are two different ways that you can install a car mod. The first one, and the main one that most people use, is something called an add-on mod. Most cars that you will see, if we just go to the vehicles page, most things you will see have add-on written on them. However, sometimes mod makers, they either just don't know how add-ons work, or they don't like to release them that way, such as this mod maker here, Acrom, who makes a lot of really cool, high-quality cars, Russian cars specifically, and his cars are always replacement cars. So I'm going to show you how to install a replacement car first. So I've clicked on one of these at random, and if we scroll down, you will see that it tells us that this replaces the Buffalo. Now, one thing it does tell you is that this is where you install the stuff for the Buffalo, but I'm going to show you a little tip where you always ignore this, and you always put it in a very specific folder. So if we jump back into our GTA 5 folder, what we want to do is I want to go to the update folder, x64, DLC packs, and then in here you want to find the latest patch day. So in this case, it's patch day 22NG. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the mods folder that we created earlier, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to copy this. So it's just going to be update, and then inside that, as you can see, we have x64, and then inside that we have DLC packs. And then inside there, we're going to copy patch day 22ng. Now, for you, it may be a different number. If we get some more updates, it might be 23ng, 24, whatever it is, just use the latest one. The reason for this is that sometimes an older mod might tell you to put it in patch day 7 or a different one, for example. And the way that Rockstar runs is it loads these in order. And so it might, for example, replace it in number 7, but then later on, Rockstar might have like patched the car. And then it would just like put the original one back on. So just to not have to deal with that, always use the latest patch day. Now this file, this is what we're going to be using open 4 for. So let's get a mods, update x64, these folders that we've just made, patch day 22ng. Then we can now open this up. This tells you that we now have edit mode. I'm just going to tick not show this again because I'm going to tell you, but just hit edit mode once we're in here, once we know we're going to start adding in files. Then from inside here, you want to go to x64, you want to go to levels, then we want to go to GTA 5, vehicles RPF, and then inside here, we're going to install the new mod that we've just downloaded. So in this case, I'm downloading this. And so inside this mod that we've downloaded, we have a model folder and a tuning folder. So inside this model folder, we have these here. We can just select these and just copy them straight over inside of GTA 5, so long as you have edit mode enabled, and it just brings it straight in. And if that doesn't work again, make sure to hit this edit mode button right here. So if this was a replacement mod that was just a car, this is all you'd have to do. You'd just copy that over and put it into this file. But this mod also comes with tuning parts. So to install these, you just want to go back here inside of this folder list that you can find here. Inside the levels that we just found, the GTA 5 folder, we want to go to patch day 22ng, vehicle mods, and then we're going to bring this over here, and we're still not finished. We have to adjust a little thing inside of a XML file here. So we go back to the root of DLC RPF, and we want to go to content, and with edit mode still enabled, I want you to right click and go to edit. And inside here, as you can see, we have a list of all the different mod files, and what we want to do is just around where this vehicle mods finishes, I just want to copy this, make a new line, paste this in, and then I just want to change this to say Buffalo mods, just as we just installed the Buffalo mods.rpf. And then you want to scroll down to the bottom and find this list, and I just want to do again, I just want to copy this, make a new line, paste this in, and I'm just going to make sure that this says Buffalo mods.rpf. So once that's done, you can go ahead and hit save, and we can go and jump back into GTA 5, and it should now hopefully all work. So now with GTA 5 loaded up, we can go ahead and open up our trainer mod, in this case menus, go to vehicle options, vehicle spawner, and you can either look for Buffalo, or in this case, I'm going to input model and type in Buffalo. And right here, you can see that our larder that we've installed now works. Now, if we just go back to menus mod and go to vehicle options, menus customs, we can now tune this car up. So we can go to front bumper, for example, and we now have all of our tuning parts now working, including this incredibly weird whatever on earth this is supposed to be. Oh boy, I mean, I definitely haven't checked this mod out on the channel before. Wow, okay. And actually, just a quick special shout out to Justin, aka TGIJ, who just helped me with this, because I actually didn't know how the mod's installed. And now that I know, I can teach you guys, and actually is pretty simple. It's just a case of changing a couple of things inside of that XML file, and now that all works. So now let's go on to something a little bit easier, and let's go on to adding add-on mods, which I think is what most of you are going to be doing. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a car. Now inside of GTA 5 mods, you hit the vehicles tab, and there's a lot of cars to add. I'm just going to pick a random add-on. This Ferrari Testarossa looks pretty nice. Let's just go ahead and hit download, and this will now download. We can save this. So now what we want to do is we want to make sure that inside our mods folder we have our update RPF. Now, those of you that have been following from the start of this video and you haven't skipped, you should already have made an update folder, an x64, and a DLC folder right here. But if you haven't done that, you can go ahead and do those. And then I just want to go back to update, and I want to grab this update.rpf, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it inside of the mods update folder and put it right there. Now with that done, we can jump back into Open4. We can actually do that all through Open4, but just as you guys know, Windows Explorer, it's better just to show you that way. So from here, we want to go to mods, we want to go to update, we you want to go to x64 and DLC packs, and this is the folder that we install all Addon Car Mods. So in this case, I've downloaded the Ferrari Testarossa, and inside here, inside the add-on, we should have this folder here called Testarossa. I'm just going to click and drag this over right there. And also just to point out, if this doesn't work and you click and drag and you just get a no entry sign on your cursor, it's because you haven't stuck it in edit mode. So you can just go ahead and make sure that's running, and you should be able to drag that straight in. Once that is done, I want you to, still whilst in the mods folder, we never edit anything outside of here, still in your mods folder, go to your update RPF here. You want to go to common, data, and then inside here, with edit mode still on, I want you to right click on dlclist.xml, hit edit, and then inside this, just like what we did with the replacement mod, I just want you to go ahead and select one of these, hit enter to make a new line, paste it in, and then inside this little bit just here, you want to put in the name of the new folder we've added. So in this case, I'm going to put in Testarossa right there. And just go ahead and hit save, and that is all you need to do. For add-on mods, you simply add the folder into the DLC packs folder, and then you edit the DLC list and just add another line with the name of that folder, and that's all you have to do. But there's still a few things I'm going to show you, so keep watching. But for now, let's just go back into GTA 5, wait for it to load up, wait the eternity that it takes for some reason, even on a fast computer. This is an annoyingly slow game to load. And actually, whilst we wait for that to load, it's worth pointing out that with any car that you download, you want to go ahead and look inside and try and see if they have a name, just something like this. This will be what you want to type in to Menus Mod in order to spawn the car. If it doesn't have one of these, I generally recommend you just typing in the name of whatever the folder was that you installed. So once you're in, you go to Menus Mod, you go to Vehicle Options, Vehicle Spawner, and we go to Input Model, and we're just going to type in Testarossa, as it tells us to. Probably should have done that outside the house. Hey, it still works. And here we have our Ferrari Testarossa. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and repair vehicle on that one. There we go. And our Testarossa works. I don't know if this actually comes with any mods to show you. No, it doesn't. But, of course, you can just go ahead and change wheels. There you go. You can put some different wheels on it. All works perfectly fine. Although, we probably should do with installing V-Stancer, because these wheels definitely don't fit in the arches of this car. It looks a bit weird. And again, if you couldn't find a spawn-in name and you typed in the name of the folder that you put in and it still doesn't come up with anything, you just go to Vehicle Spawner and you can just go through this list of all the different options and try and see if you can find the name of the car in there. So in this case, if I go to Sports Classics, you can see in this list we have Testarossa 1986. In fact, there's actually two versions. I don't know what the difference is, but there's two different versions right there. Now that you realize how easy it is for add-on mods to install, you might want to go ahead and download a bunch of them. And something might happen that you might not expect. And as you can see, I just tried to load the game up and it suddenly just stopped, crashed, and turned off. Now the reason for that is we've just got way too many mods. We've got more mods that the game can handle. But do not worry, we can actually fix this. Now there's a number of different ways to fix this. My recommendation is to just cover all of them, in which case you never have to worry about anything ever again. So the first thing you want to download is the pack file limit adjuster. So I'm just going to go ahead and download this. We now also want to download a heap limit adjuster. Now, there's a couple of these. I've just seen this new one that's appeared, but I've always just used this one, and this one has worked for me. So I recommend just using this one because I know it works. So you can go ahead and hit download on that one as well. Now, these two mods are very simple to install because these are just ASI files. So all you have to do is just drop these into your main GTA 5 folder, and that's it. Again, with this one, ASI ini, just drop them both over, drop them in, done. So now, just these two things alone aren't going to fix all your issues. Now, the pack file limit adjuster pretty much just fixes the error fill pack 1 error. So again, I'd just tell you to put this in just so that you don't have to worry about that, because it is a very simple mod to install. And again, the heap limit adjuster really just solves the error mem embed alloc errors. Again, that might not be where your issue lies, which means that you're going to have to download a game config. So we're going to go ahead and download a game config. This is one that I always like to use. I trust this one. And in fact, this one even tells you to install the heap limit adjuster and the pack file limit adjuster anyway. And these will update every time we get a new update for GTA Online. So you might have to just go ahead and just search for game config and then sort by latest versions and then just trying to find something that will work. It might be a bit of trial and error. But in my case, I recommend this one by F7YO. It's a very highly downloaded one. 374,000 downloads on this one. Now that we downloaded this, we have our WinRAR, and we have a bunch of versions here. We have older versions as well for many different versions inside of this, but we just want the latest one. And you can actually select a bunch of different options depending on, say that you've got a very slow computer, you could actually go ahead and just put it to 0.1 times traffic and 0.1 times pedestrians, just because that would mean you'll have far less spawns. However, for me, I just like to go for stock traffic because I just like to experience the game as it should be. So I just go to stock traffic, and then I get this game config XML file. And what I want to do is I want to go to the mods folder, update to RPF, common, data, and then inside this, all we have to do is making sure that we have edit mode enabled. We just drag this over, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So now I can go ahead, run GTA 5 again, and the game now loads up beautifully. And if we just get a menus mod, vehicle options, we should have, if we just look through some of these folders, we should have a bunch of mods. So for example, there's the Delta Integrale that we looked at recently. And here's a car we haven't checked out yet. There's a 327 Turbo. All working fine, as installed, not a problem. And actually one thing that you guys often ask me about is how to get the... And that is how to get the cars from GTA Online inside of GTA. Because if we just go to Apocalypse ZR380, it spawns in and then just disappears. And that's because we need to download one extra thing. And that is a mod called Addon Vehicle Spawner, which I actually recommend downloading because when you see me trying to look for those lists in menus mod, it can get a bit annoying. This mod allows you to just look at the mod cars and nothing else. And you can spawn those in instead of you have to go through lists and finding things. It's awkward. So it's just a case of downloading that and then just adding it in to your GTA 5 folder. So this is just the base GTA 5 folder. I'm just going to copy all of these and move them over. We've got a readme text. That's a generic name. We'll just ignore that. I never read them. And that is all working as it should. So now with that installed and just double checking what the key is, in this case it's F5, we can go to Addon Spawner and we can just find where it is. So in fact, spawn official DLCs. We have a bunch of stuff. So Diamond Casino Heist. What have we got here? Let's just spawn in the Blister Canjo. And it works absolutely fine. Now that this is installed, you don't actually have to use this. You can actually go back to menus mod. And that same Apocalypse ZR380 that we tried to spawn in a minute ago will now work. Just so long as the add-on spawner is installed, it has something in it that allows these cars to spawn in and not disappear. So you can actually spawn it in with any mod. But I definitely recommend using add-on spawner anyway, as it's a lot easier to find all the custom cars that you've added in. Like this. Much easier. Now let's do one more thing, and I'm going to show you how to very simply install a package mod pack inside of GTA 5. Now for this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to delete the mods folder and we're going to start fresh. You don't have to do this, of course. I'm just going to show you how to do it on a fresh install of GTA 5. So we want to get our mod pack of choice. Now to find these mod packs inside of GTA 5 mods, you can look for something called OIV. This is the Open for package system. So if I search OIV, there is actually a bunch of stuff here that you can download. Sometimes it's just cars that can be installed that way, which is even easier than just using an add-on mod. But in this case, I'm just going to go to this, as this is a nice, awesome pack. Going to go ahead and hit download. And in fact, the way that Vanillaworks Extended now works is you actually download a RAR, which just comes with a text file, which then has links to go and download it. So just select one of these and just copy it into your browser of choice, hit download. This is actually a pretty big file. This is 1.2 gigabytes. This is not a small little car download. So from here, once it's downloaded and you've opened up your RAR file, you will find the VWE-OIV file. Now actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just drag this out and unpackage it. You can unpackage it in whatever way you want. Maybe you wanted to just right click and extract files, however it is you like to do it. Once it's extracted, you want to go back to Open4, go to Tools, go to Package Installer, and then you just want to find your OIV file right there, and it will now come up with your package installer. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit install. Now in the selection, I want you to make sure you hit mods folder. That way, this mod is reversible. If you do it this way, the only way to get rid of it is to just uninstall GTA 5 and start again. So it's definitely a lot easier to install to your mods folder. That's why I always recommend doing it this way. And it will confirm installation. Hit install, and after a while, it will install. and you can hit run if you want. I'm just going to hit close for now, because I just want to say that if you were to install this and you run GTA 5 and you found the same issues that I show you in this video where it crashes, all you want to do is just to install the heap adjuster, the pack file limit adjuster, and then add the game config in the exact same way as we did before. So now this is installed the mods. We have our update folder with all of our stuff. And actually, you know where I earlier made you put these folders in yourself? If you install this package first, this does a lot of the work for you, and in which case you can then just add in your own DLC packs from here and install it as usual. But this does actually come with a game config, so you might find just installing something like this, the Vanillaworks extended mod pack, you might just be able to just add a bunch of mods. You don't need to worry about your game config or any of that sort of stuff because it's done it all for you, and that's all hunky-dory. But I thought I would tell you how to do all those different ways so that all bases are covered. So now, for one last time, let's just go back and run the game, and let's have a look. And also, probably worth pointing out, you still want to install your menu mod onto that. Otherwise, you won't be able to spawn the cars in. But they do appear in traffic, funnily enough, in the Vanillaworks extended mod pack. Depends how you want to play it. So actually, if you want to play the old-fashioned way, you could just drive around and try to find all the new cars that it adds. Right, so we've loaded GTA 5 up. It's working fine. I could just go to Menus mod, go to Vehicle Options, Vehicle Spawner, and here we have a bunch of interesting cars like the Hizoku. There we go. All of these cars that are added inside of the Vanillaworks extended mod pack are all now added and drivable inside of GTA. And of course, look, we even get stuff like this. These vans with the custom liveries. We've got some cars like this just spawning in traffic. This is definitely a recommended mod. But there we go. That is it. I have now covered all the different ways on how to install mods for GTA 5. If you have watched this entire video and your mods still aren't working right, I would just say just go back to the start of this video and watch again, because you might have missed something. However, if I really have missed something, I would love to know, because then I'll definitely cover this video again in even more detail. But I believe everything you need to know is covered. So if you have got all the way to the end of this video, you can say, well, I don't know, just give us a word, broiler bites. Broiler bites right there with some interesting shapes. Oh god. Oh, that's some top quality meat from Clucking Bill right there. But you can say broiler bites in the comment section below just to let me know that you watched the whole entire thing. Hopefully you should now all know how to install all types of mods for GTA 5. But there we go, that's it. Let's drive off into the sunset. Or is this a sunrise? It's a sunset. There we go. Let's drive off into the sunset, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.